Dave. Randy, get in the shot.
Sit down.
Oh, no, it's okay. Are we ready?
Okay, yes, we're ready. All right, so we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everybody, to the Rye Town Council meeting of November 20th, 2025. Please rise and join Controller Davy Burns, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please remain standing. O Lord, bless this assemblage, grant us the wisdom to make every decision fair-minded and the best interest of all its residents. Amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilperson Pamela Jaffe. Here. Councilperson Jill Axelrod. Here. Councilperson Randy Selyer.
Yeah, yeah.
Councilperson Thomas Nardi.
Here.
And Supervisor Gary Zuckerman.
Present. First item is adoption of minutes for November the 5th, 2025. If there are no objections, corrections, or any other comments, may I have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One of the main items tonight is to open the public hearing for our 2026 budget. Hope has presented the preliminary budget to the town council. And now I'm going to call for a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing is now open. Dave, do you want to present the budget? Do we have slides on this, or we're going to look at the Rye cleanup?
We could, I do have the budget loaded if you want.
Sure, sure.
Stephanie's got it. Page 9.
I'm just gonna refer to the,
Floor is yours, Dave. Anything you'd like to do.
So, we've had a number of work sessions, 5 budget work sessions with the board, and input from the department heads to get us to a preliminary budget. The tentative budget was submitted on October 30th and presented to the board 5 days later, and there's been changes made since then. This is a summary of the preliminary budget as it stands now. We can still make changes to this budget, and we will be looking to present an adopted budget for the December 8th meeting. So we still can make changes. But we, at this point, again, there's been 5 budget work sessions with the board and input from the department heads, so we have a pretty clean budget as it stands right now. Just a summary, some of the highlights of the budget summary. The property tax levy is increasing by $92,000 to $4,021,971, which is just under about $1,500 under the tax cap. So this budget that we're presenting is tax cap compliant for 2026. As part of the budget, we are appropriating $408,897 of the unrestricted fund balance, which is approximately 9.7% of the fund balance that's just shy of $4,200,000.
How much of the fund balance was appropriated last year?
12.1%, and the amount was 579,000. So right now, we're at 408,000 appropriation, which is about 9.7% of the,
The budget was how much that we reduced it to?
was about 153,000 higher. So we've, from the tentative budget, we've reduced appropriations, so that the appropriation of fund balance is about 153,000 less.
Thank you.
So that was, some work went into that. Total appropriations is $7,652,510, which is a decrease of 61,000, or just under 1% over the 2025 adopted budget. So that's where it stands, and there's in the budget summary that you have, the preliminary budget, there's increases and decreases. There was a $120,000 decrease in the judicial department due to negotiations by the town administrator with our third-party vendor. So we were able to reduce that line by $120,000. There was reductions in the law department and outside legal counsel due to efficiencies in the certiorari process, and that was a $109,000 decrease. There was decreases in the $36,000 in the clerk's department by reducing headcount from a full-time to a part-time person. And then there were some increases. There was an $87,000 increase in debt service, and that has to do with a required payment on our ban that's will be maturing in August of '26. We did increase contingency by $65,000, and that just gives us some more flexibility over the '25 budget in case there's any emergencies or unforeseen expenses that could occur. Emergencies could be a major storm that's not covered by insurance or something like that. And there's about 21,000 higher expenses for general liability insurance, and about a $30,000 increase for retirement, based upon about a 9% increase for the state retirement rate that's charged by New York State. So that can fluctuate from year to year depending on how their pension fund does. If it doesn't do well, they increase the rate they charge to the municipalities.
I wonder if they're putting anything into NVIDIA.
They didn't tell me that, so I'm not sure.
To bring
I
some
don't
levity
think-
to budget
I don't think
discussions.
Enron was on their list in the past either, so So we're not voting on the budget tonight, but this is the preliminary budget of record. We can make changes to this budget. And again, it's a tax cap compliant budget, and it's a reduction of appropriations from operations of about $150,000 over the prior year. So a lot of hard work went into this to reduce some expenditures.
And I want to thank you for that, and Debbie, and the staff who worked very hard on this budget. I have one question, Debbie. Did we get the final figures? Were you waiting for the NYMER figures? What was the figure that you were
We
waiting
were
for?
waiting for the night shift figures,
Night
and
shift
we
figure.
haven't gotten them yet on that, because I'm sure we'll be getting them sometime soon.
Okay,
We just have to wait till night shift posts them.
all right. All right. Any questions from the council? If not, do we have any comments from the public? Anybody in the room?
Yes, where do we think we're gonna end up for 2025? Any ideas?
We appropriated 579,000 in the 25 budget, so we're still waiting on a couple of revenue numbers that have come in, but we believe that we're gonna probably come in about 180,000 less than that, so we won't appropriate the full amount. If you look at the 24 year, we appropriated 325,000 in the 24 budget, and our deficit was 93,000, so less than 100,000. So we were 225,000 plus better than what we appropriated for 24. We anticipate some favorable, impact for 25 as well.
Thank you. No comments from the public?
There is a comment now. Rick Boozen says, has considerations been given to providing a grant to the Portchester Rybrook EMS, as was discussed last budget cycle, for their coverage of Rye Town and Crawford Park?
I don't believe that subject came up, if I recall. No. So the answer to that is no. That doesn't mean it can't be, but at the present time. I don't believe that we got a request from EMS for that. I don't recall seeing requests. Debbie, do you have a record of a request?
I don't recall anything like that, no.
Thank you, Rick, for your comment. We are going to adjourn. Madam Clerk, do we need a motion to adjourn to the next meeting?
We're
or
going
can
to
we
leave it
just-
open.
Yeah, okay, so this will be left open for the December 8th meeting, wherein we hope to close the public hearing and vote on the budget. Next item is a public hearing for local law number 2, which is a local law to override the tax levy limit for the 26 budget if required. As you heard from the controller, we are not at the present time exceeding the tax cap. However, this item is what I call a prophylactic matter, just in case something comes up, like an additional contribution or something else. So I'd like a motion to open the public hearing on adopting local law number 2.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Public hearing is now open. Do we have any members of the public who wish to comment? Hearing none. May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved. Second.
Please take a vote on this
Sure.
one. Thank you.
Councilperson Jaffe? Yep. Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer? Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. The resolution adopting local law number 2, entitled "A Local Law to Override the Tax Levy Limit Established in General Municipal Law 3-C if required," and I emphasize if required. May I have a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
Please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer? Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Moving on to our regular resolutions. This is I won't say this is a pleasure, it's a partial pleasure. This is a resolution appointing John Priscanatelli. Did I say that right, John?
Not quite.
Would you please pronounce your name?
Priscantelli.
Priscantelli.
Please come to the microphone.
Yeah, this is,
For you.
I'm just gonna have to call him John Boy.
Call me JP, that's
JP, that's good, I like that. As I've alluded to, and I think we've spoken previously, our controller of approximately 20 years, Dave Burns, is retiring, he thinks, from this position. And we have conducted an extensive search for his replacement. And I'm just going to read one of the whereas clauses. Whereas a steering committee comprised of a member of the town council, which was Randy, the town's controller, Davey, the administrator, the receiver of taxes, the auditor, that was Jeff Shaver, and the office assistant financial support, conducted a rigorous search and evaluation process that evaluated more than 30 candidates based on qualifications, including education, years of accounting experience, supervisory skills, public sector experience, budget preparation, debt investment management experience, audit oversight, bank reconciliation, and overall fit for the town of Rye. Be it resolved that the Rye Town Council hereby appoints John P. Priscantelli to the office of, he lives in Chappaqua, by the way, to the office of Town Controller, with said appointment to be effective December 1, 2025, and to be renewed every 2 years at the town's reorganization meeting. The council expresses its confidence in Mr. Priscantelli's ability to assist with the town's financial operations, maintain fiscal responsibility, and support the strategic goals of the town of Rye. That wasn't the whole resolution, that was just the guts of it. May I have a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay. Are there any comments?
Yes, I want to welcome you. We have great faith in your abilities and think it'll be a tremendous asset to the town. And although it will only be for a brief time, I look forward to working with you, and I'm excited about the future of your time at the town.
Thank you, Sean. Anybody else?
Yeah, welcome aboard, and I wish you luck on your new position.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you for joining us. Look forward to working with you for the next few years.
Me too, Jan.
Thank you.
Pam, we're looking forward to it.
Mine.
Randy, you wanna make a comment? What is it?
Somebody's phone.
Somebody's phone over
I said, who's that? It's Ashley.
there. Sounds like bells, it's not Christmas yet.
Right? I thought you were putting us in this
Excuse me,
here.
Any comment, Randy?
I'm sure you're going to be a great asset.
Thank you, Randy.
I want to thank Randy and all of the members of the steering committee for narrowing down the number of candidates and helping us to choose John as our new controller. And welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
We're now going to take a vote. Please call the,
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
yes. Now, would you like to say something?
Sure. I'm honored to be here tonight. Thank you so much. It was a rigorous process through the interview process, something I've really, as rigorous as anything I've ever been through. I promise you, I'll give you 100%, and I won't let you down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now,
Me too, Debbie. Should be fun.
Would you like John to sign the oath now?
well, if he wants to stick around for the rest of the meeting, he can sign it after the meeting. Or we could do it now. Do you have it handy?
I have it right, where Debbie is. Oh,
You want to do that?
it's up to you, it's because in case he.
This is not, this makes it official when he signs the oath. But we're going to have an official swearing in at the reorganization meeting.
Okay.
Should I stay here? Should I come up, or? Great.
What do you think?
Whatever you want, you, Madam Clerk, you're in charge of this one.
Okay,
No, we're not doing the,
okay, we're not doing the whole.
we're not doing the whole thing. He's signing the book.
That'll be at the.
All right.
Sign the book.
I'd like to sign the oath
Sure.
of office.
so much.
Thank you, welcome. Welcome to the town family.
And you get to go to our holiday party. Our next resolution. Our next resolution is appointing the Burns Advisor Group, otherwise known as Dave Burns, as a consultant to support our accounting functions, including that of the controller. As John has just been appointed the controller, he has to have somewhat of a break-in period to learn the functions of that job. And Dave Burns has agreed to stay on at a maximum support cap of $18,000 for the calendar year 2026 to help guide John through all the various financial rigmarole of becoming the town controller. And I never realized, Dave, of course, it says Burns Advisor Group, and of course, in the resolution, it says parentheses, hereinafter, bag. Hereinafter, bag. I never thought of you as the bag. It's in the bag.
Secure the bag.
Or he is the town's bag man.
I wasn't gonna go there. I thought of that. So I'll just read the resolve clause. Be it resolved that the town council of the town of Rye hereby authorizes the town administrator, should say, or supervisor, to enter into a consulting agreement with Burns Advisor Group for accounting consulting services outlined in the scope of services under the terms set forth in the resolution, and those are all set forth in the body of the resolution. May I have a motion and a second?
I'll second.
If there are no questions or concerns, may I have a vote?
Okay, call the roll, right?
Call the roll.
Okay. Councilperson Jackie?
Yes, thank you.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Okay.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Our next resolution is something we do at least once a year. We're gonna do it at this meeting and probably again in January or February, which is a resolution for the town council to authorize the controller to make modifications and to transfer requests to the 2025 budget. As most of you know, the budget is an aspirational document, and not every line in the budget is comes out exactly as you would propose it when we pass the budget in December. By the end of the year, there are changes that need to be made. Those changes do not include any addition to the taxes levied. They don't include any addition to the expenses that are set forth in the budget that we adopted last December. But they are line-by-line changes. For example, I'll just pick one out, postage. Grand total of line item was $2,060. It needed to be increased as a postal rate change to $3,060. It's $1,000 change. Some changes are greater, some changes are less. Am I correct? According to this, the total for the line items amendment are, what is that, 100 and,
Oh, it's very hard, those are small.
yeah. I think it's what, 1,043,433,204? Is that the correct
See the
number?
modifications?
Yeah, the 1,433,000 is actually.
the line item totals. So it's not relevant in terms of, because, you know, for medical and dental, the line item is 630,000. We're decreasing it 6,500 to 623,500. So it's in that total. But yes,
But you've added the gross numbers in there. Okay, so they
Yeah.
balance out,
yes. So
double
it's-
entry accounting.
Right, so the total appropriations for '25 in the budget were 7,714,174. They are not changing, we're not increasing total appropriations. And as part of the budget mods, our attempt is to, if we increase a budget line item, we look to decrease another budget line item within that department. So that's generally, that's the majority of the time, that's what we do. So we stay within department when we can. So if we're increasing a line item, we try to decrease another line item, so that even that department's budget's not increasing as well. But yeah, this is part of the audit process as well. When the auditors come in, they look not only to the total expenditures to the budget to the budget in total for appropriations, but the individual line items, if they're over or under, if they're over these budget modifications, bring it in line, and we report on the amended, this becomes an amended budget line item.
So
for
that
the
when
audit.
when the auditors come in, the budget that they look at is the final budget as amended. So
Correct.
that all those items line up, as opposed to the budget today where we have about 20 lines of items that are either increased or decreased accordingly.
Correct.
Okay. You explained it much better than I did. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, and there will be a second round, most likely for the January meeting, to do the final budget bonds for '25.
And we know what the final December 31st
Well,
figures
it does,
are.
that does
Maybe.
help.
As close as we can.
Yes,
Well, we can make it in February too.
right, that's, as long as it's before the audit, field work is completed, we can do it January, February, and then provide the auditors with the final amended budget.
Okay, very good. Did I call for a motion in a second yet? No? Motion in a second, please?
So,
Second.
Randy made the motion. I saw his hand
Oh,
first.
okay.
He hasn't made a motion.
Oh, I don't want to hog all the.
Right.
It was Randy?
Randy.
Randy made
Okay. Okay, Jill, you
Who
I'll
wants to be the
second.
second?
Jill second.
Jill, you're the second. Okay.
Excellent.
call the roll.
Please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yeah.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Reports. Brian, I think you have a report on the community cleanup?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Last month, we had our fall cleanup day across both Port Chester and Rybrook, for the town of Rye. So that's less than we've previously had. I'll go into that a little bit later, but I'm happy to report we still had 30 volunteers across our two sites, which is a pretty big increase for our in-town participation. So in Port Chester, we had 13 volunteers, and we focused on the uptown area around the library, the Carver Center, Knights of Columbus, JFK. If you know these landmarks in Port Chester, it's a pretty big area. So everybody seemed to have a good time. We had beautiful weather that day, so we had help from the Girl Scouts. We had help from some of our village trustees, and we had some help from just people who wanted to come on by and lend a hand. So in Port Chester, it was a very successful day, I would say, and I want to say thanks to the Knights of Columbus and to the village's DPW for their help in hauling everything, as they always do. And then in Rybrook, we had, yeah, you can see Pam right there.
Yes, with my trash grabber.
I made her stand still.
Debbie actually forced me into the picture.
Yeah. Well, good, you were helping out, you should be there. Yeah, so in Rybrook, it was a bit smaller of an area, but, you know, a spot that needed a lot more work. They cleaned up along Bowman Avenue by Portchester Middle School and the General Foods Building. And it was very successful. They got a lot more garbage and a lot more, you know, deceased plant life out than we did. So it was a big success over there as well.
You must be a longtime resident to call that building the General Foods Building. That hasn't been called the General Foods Building in 20 years.
Well, we're going back to when I was 7 then, so I don't know.
You had to point that out, that's why
Yeah.
he was an infant.
Well, you still see people's recycling bins that are branded with it, you know? So, I don't know what it's called nowadays.
It used to be, it was Philip Morris, I don't know about now.
Philip Morris?
Yeah, okay. I'll try to commit that to
Yeah.
memory.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No,
right?
just-
That was
like-
800 Westchester, 800
800
Westchester.
800
Okay.
Westchester, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You still got Sears Tower in Chicago, right? So.
The Taj Mahal, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and then in Rybrook, Greg Rivera from Rybrook was, from Rybrook's government was helping out to organize the site, as he always does. So thank you to him, and thank you to the Rybrook DPW and to all our volunteers. And I'd mention her in the next page, but I want to say thank you to Christy Young, who's normally our Rhineck captain. We had to cancel our Rhineck site pretty short notice due to just, you know, safety concerns. So we managed to get Christy and a gaggle of volunteers from Rhineck to come up to Rybrook, and that helped to make Rybrook more successful and helped to bring everybody together. So I think it was a good compromise at the end of the day. And the other site that we didn't have involved this time around was Rice City, and that just came down to scheduling conflicts. They have a lot of stuff going on in the fall. So they usually provide a decent chunk of our overall volunteer numbers. So I think the 30 that we had is a very big success for this fall. And yeah, so I went over this stuff already. Christy Young, thank you again. We had a good volunteer count, and the weather was beautiful. You can see the sunlight shining on everybody in these photos. And then as for the spring, definitely want to get Rhineck back in order, and we'd like to invite Rice City back. And I'll end with a plea to everybody. Please come join us. It's a fun time. It's not too much time investment, and you do a lot of good. So, yes, and there are donuts.
There are donuts. Also, you know, Vic, we had been talking about rolling in that cemetery into one of these, so that
Mhm.
might be a site at the Rhineck.
Yeah.
God knows, I know the name of it, but,
Mhm.
The African American Cemetery?
no, in Rhineck.
Or
Rhineck?
the
Which
Gedney,
one?
Gedney, Gedney.
Gedney, Gedney.
The
Gedney.
Diamond,
School.
just, the Getty, yeah.
And just to note, as you know, Brian said, we had increased participation this year. We did create this as a community service activity based on resident requests, but Brian reached out to probably about 12 to 15 new organizations and community groups this year to pass the word. So your network is now even bigger than it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure how successful those were, but it's still good to get the word out and to keep battering people from every direction.
I think the secret to that is to do it early
Yeah.
enough, not to, like
Exactly.
2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Like do it like 3, 4 months before,
Mhm.
this is coming, can we
Yeah,
count on you, that
exactly.
kind of stuff.
It's the stepped rollout. Inform people it's happening, then ramp it up as things go on. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so thank you very much. If you
Thank
have
you,
any
Brian.
questions.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
all the
Brian.
work that you do, the organization, we really appreciate it.
I know it's a lot of work to organize, to get all the communities together and get people together. I know it's a lot of work.
Well, I'll be satisfied once we get the the workforce up a little bit more, you know?
Nice weather helps. I remember
Yeah.
one year we were there, it was pouring, remember? It was so bad.
Yeah, I found some photos from that. I think it was actually 3 years ago today, was one of them.
Today, yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
Pretty late.
You know, we have to have it early, you know,
Yeah.
October is late September, early
Yeah.
October.
I think we've worked out that early October is a good time for the fall one, early to mid. But any later than that, it gets
Cold.
questionable, yeah.
But thank you
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
Herculean effort that we know you put in, so.
You do me too much honor.
No, really. Brian does a lot of work for us.
Adrian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Our Director of Parks and Facilities, the Honorable Vic Federico.
Thank you and good evening. Candy wasn't feeling well, so I sent her home, so I'm gonna do the Crawford report. Okay, utilization from October 2024 to October 2025. In blue is 2024. The gross for that was 145,563. The gross, these are private events. Gross for this year was 175,271. If you go to the next column, which is municipal and school events, it's down money, but that means we're saving money. Okay, on the next, huh?
We waived fewer fees.
Yes.
In 2025 than were waived in
Yes.
2024.
Exactly. All right, utilization, number of events. If you look at that, we're looking at 140 more events this year as of the end of October. That's quite a jump. So, Gary, you wanted it busy. It's busy. Actually, tonight we have the senior, Deb, what's the singing group? Yeah, they're tonight. Thanks, Pam.
What's the name?
They come in,
Zamek singing choir.
yeah, they come in about, I think, 20 minutes.
I was wondering, I saw the chair set up, and I was
Yep.
wondering, and I haven't heard any singing yet.
Yes, no, they come in late. They're a late group. Okay, if you go to the next page. Thanks, Steph. All right, it just shows you the private events, public events, municipal, school, and community programming. It was nice to get the Zamek Choir. You know, it's nice to have a senior group. What doesn't show on here is the senior yoga that we do every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Trying to remember the name of it, but it's kind of slipping my mind. But every Wednesday, all summer long up until, I think, next week. And then they take off for the winter. But that would add another 50 more programs, you know, to this list.
Vic, if you know, what are, I asked Debbie this question for
Yes.
Wright-Town Park also. What are public events? We have 15 public events.
Yes, public events are kind of, you know, like at Wright-Town Park, it's the, what do you call it, triathlon,
Concerts.
concerts, stuff like that.
Pride. Pride celebration.
I think we need
Yes.
to find a different word for public events, because, I mean, that could just as well be called community programming, because it's for the whole community. So I think we need to find another title
Okay,
for that. I don't know what it would be off the top of my head. Maybe our resident advertisers can figure it out, Pam.
Community programming actually is nail on the head, but we'll think about it.
Well, it might be public programming then, right? Because the 15 includes our free concerts on the lawn, the concerts
yes.
in the music in the mansion, all our classical music, concerts, the,
Well,
trunk or
maybe it
treat.
should say for the public events.
Public facing.
Yeah,
Well, we could figure it out.
yeah.
We have a whole month, no, we
It
don't,
will
it's
come
December
to
8th.
you in your dreams tonight.
Yes.
If I dream, it's not gonna be, usually that, it's nightmares, but
I'll tell you, his dream is Cody Bellinger.
it's true.
Community engagement events?
That sounds,
No, maybe the secret is to call the public events the community events, and the other one, just programming.
just programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paid.
We've got holiday lights coming up, as you can
Next
see.
slide.
We've been starting to set up. This will be a 3-week process, thanks to the help of John Zicka. Yes, he goes up, his guys go up the trees, and that's his donation to the town, is we don't get charged a cent for that. And these guys will work for the next 2 weeks, just not on Sundays. I had something else to say, but kind of slipping my mind. I'm a little tired. Been here since about 7:30 this morning, so. I think that's about all I have. All the sports out on the fields have come to a close. We will be aerating the ball field soon and seeding. Gearing up for winter. You know, don't want to say that 4-letter word. Hopefully we don't have any of it. It's a bad word, Pam.
To quote,
We've
to
already
quote,
seen some this season,
right,
so.
to quote Game of Thrones, winter is coming.
Yes, it most definitely is. It's about all I have right now.
Thank you. Why don't you go get some rest? Yeah.
Yeah,
You do look tired, my friend.
I feel it. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. You know, really enjoy
Happy
it.
Thanksgiving to you,
Yes.
Vic.
And I'm gonna stay around because I want, when you leave, to take a look at the pavilion. We bought a 10-foot high tower light. I just want you to take a look, and so you can see where some of our capital money goes. I'll take it down once everybody sees it, and it's easy to roll in, roll out. It's nice and portable.
Great, thank you. Then it will be 7:30, okay. Financial report,
We submitted.
yeah, I know.
Questions.
I wanted to look at the, what is the percentage of?
It's a quiet month for October. That's the month end that was reported, so. There
We're
was
still
no
under-
payments on in-rent properties in October.
I know, I spoke to Carla earlier and to Jeff. I noticed that our receivables are still under 1%, but they've gone up from last year. And part of that is, our in-rem receivables, we have at over, it's hard to read this, $587,855, of which one of them is over $200,000. So,
That should be on by the end of the month.
what? I'm not talking about that, no, that's not. We have 2 properties in rem, one of which is in bankruptcy, and we're expecting them to pay, as Jeff just said. I guess I'm giving you a legal report. And we have about 10 properties that are in arrears to the point that they've received notices of redemption dates, and which is at the end of December, And I've directed Jeff, if you know who you are, mostly they're commercials, but some residentials. And I've directed Jeff to commence an in-rem foreclosure petition on or before January the 5th. So we'll have another group before the courts.
Right, and just to mention, through October, we've made whole on all our tax receivables. The last make whole was October 15th to the county, which was about 13 million, which was 40% of the 25 tax levy. So we've made everybody else whole, so whatever's collected from the outstanding receivables goes into the town's
Right.
funds.
I just want to point out, in case anybody watching thinks, well, why are we going so hard after our delinquents? Can we give them a chance, et cetera, et cetera? The answer is this. Whenever we have delinquent taxes, we have to reserve for those. So that means that there are, just in that group, almost $588,000 set aside that we cannot use, and that has to be made up for by the people who do pay their taxes. Because our expenses continue, our obligation to the school districts and villages continue. So the healthier, the fewer receivables we have, the healthier the town is, and the lower the tax rate for those who pay taxes on time. Am I correct, David?
Correct.
Thank you. See, I got that one right. All right, thanks, Dave.
Okay.
Carla, our receiver of taxes. And first of all, congratulations on your victory in the election.
Thank you very much. I would like to talk about the second installment for the Village of Port Chester. Notices are at the printer. They'll be in the mail next week. Just a reminder to the residents, they are online. They did get them with the first bill. Online is really the best option because you could pay online with an e-check, with a credit card, with a debit card. You can print the bill, bring it in. You don't have to wait for the second installment notice. It's already available to you. Another thing I wanted to talk about is we are going to be getting a credit card machine so that if residents want to come in and pay with a debit or credit card, it'll be available to them.
But that's at a fee, correct?
That's with the company we use now online, the same company.
Yeah, but is there, if they pay for ACH, that's $1.50, right? If they
It's
pay
gonna be
for
the same fees, the
same
same
fee
company.
for that? Oh,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
very
So
good.
there's a convenience fee
Yeah,
for credit card
Right.
use that's already set.
it's already set amount, the same amount they would have done online is the
Yeah,
same.
but if you pay a credit card, for example, at Wright Town Park, if you pay for parking on a credit card, there's a convenience fee that's charged, that's like 3%. If you go into even the Bagel Emporium, they charge you a convenience fee of 3%. You're saying that the credit card fee to pay your taxes is $1.50, is that correct?
Not,
No,
no,
no. How can,
it's
No,
the
no.
same,
pay it by check.
Yes.
By
With
check.
ACH, it's $1.50.
Right,
If you pay by credit card, what is it, 3%?
no, if you pay by credit or debit card, it's 2.35? I think so.
yeah, but you said that the charge is the same as the ACH, that's
No,
not true.
e-check is $1.50,
Right,
right,
right, but a credit card. by
or
paying
debit card is
2.35,
2.35,
okay.
right,
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 that's what I thought in the beginning,
Right. yes,
until you spoke up.
right.
Then you turned me around in a circle. Not-
Okay, that's it.
Okay,
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.
thank you, Ron. Charlie, assessor.
Nothing to report this month, but everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie. Town Attorney, anything other than what I've said?
Good evening, everybody. Jeff Binder, Town Attorney. I think we didn't discuss, and you may want to fill this in, we had a very productive meeting with the stakeholders of the town with regard to tax cert cases. We have these meetings 3 times a year, and we just had one last week. And we had some very robust discussions about the main tax cert cases that are getting ready to settle. And so we've been informing the school districts and the villages as to what their potential exposure would be with respect to refunds, as well as some of our victories in terms of dismissing cases. Dan Tartaglia and I are constantly at work on those. We have actually hundreds of cases that are pending before the town, and you know, one by one we try to knock them off. We have some new faces that have joined us in these meetings, and the meetings seem to be ever expanding with growing interest into this subject matter on the part of the school district and the villages. And just know that we are trying our best to keep the villages and the school districts as well informed as we can as the cases that come up. We aim for no surprises. And if you want to add anything to that, Mr. Supervisor?
No, I think they go very well, and the goal is to keep the taxing jurisdictions informed as to any potential settlements and or possible trials, so that they could budget efficiently for any potential refunds, which of course we try to avoid. One thing that I do want to add, I've been discussing with Charlie and Dan. Charlie, do you want to talk about that, the new motion procedure that we're doing?
Yeah, sure. We have a filing by a company named Ownwell. Ownwell has filed all over Westchester County. Prior years, they only maybe filed about 10 cases. This year, they came out and filed 64 cases. They supplied no documentation to the Board of Assessment Review. The Board of Assessment Review asked by certified letter to please supply documentation. They supplied no documentation. At that point, the Board of Assessment Review dismissed all their cases. So at that point, you're not able to file small claims, which they did file 64 small claims. So me and the town attorneys, we are now filing a motion to have all those cases dismissed in front of the court. That should be happening in the next month or so we'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. But this is something not only affecting our town, it's affecting pretty much every town across Westchester. All the other towns are filing motions very similar to ours. So we'll keep.
What's in it for the company to do that, since I thought they only make money if they
They're using AI at this point, so they are generating these filings and not doing any background work. So if you go to their website and say, I'm interested, they will file for you. And then they will file for you every year, but put no work or no effort in. So it just bogs down the assessor's offices because they give no information. And they expect at the last second to negotiate with us without giving us any information. So they're not really doing the public any service, and at the same time bogging us down for the people who actually have cases that should be reduced, or we could at least have a
How are
conversation.
they making money by doing this?
Because they're doing, instead of doing 10 cases that are good cases, they're doing 500 cases. And just hoping that they'll get a couple reductions here or there. They're not really focusing, they're just trying to flood the zone and see how many they could get.
Have you heard about other municipalities that are less rigorous in their screening and has said, oh, fine?
They're all doing the same thing we're doing, because we said what we were gonna do, and a lot of them followed suit by asking and dismissing the cases. Some didn't, some did, so we'll see how their cases go, but we believe that by sending them the certified letter, asking them for the information, and then willfully not giving us the information, that those cases should be dropped at this point.
Just a question. So the failure to respond to the request for information means, is there a condition precedent to filing the case in small claims court that they haven't satisfied?
They have, the petitioner has the duty to prove our assessment wrong. That's the weight that they're supposed to bring to the Board of Assessment Review. By not giving them any information, there's nothing for them to say, we should look at this case. So once it's dismissed by the state law, you cannot file a small claims, even though they did file a small claims.
Right, so my question is, Jeff, that sounds pretty black and white. Is that something where a request for sanctions would be appropriate?
So this is new.
I know we're in New York, but if there is a black and white statute that says, in order to file a small claims proceeding, you have to do X, Y, and Z, and they haven't done it, I realize it's New York. I've asked for sanctions in New York. Sometimes you can even get it. It sounds like a good case for maybe a class action. All the municipalities should sue these people, bring a
There's
class
only
action
one
against
problem.
them.
There's
What?
only one problem. Sanctions against whom? They're not attorneys.
Yeah, these are
Oh,
these are like non-attorney tax advocates.
got it. So these cases are filed pro se in small claims court? They don't have counsel?
There is no counsel. These are like tax reps. Although I don't practice in small claims, SCAR court, I only do, when it makes it up to the state supreme. I will say this, we're in sort of uncharted territory trying to move these, into court and trying to, as a consortium of towns, we're all communicating with each other. There've been some conference calls, and there's a strategy developing to handle them. I will say this, that if you looked at the aggregate exposure, have you done that? Have you looked at the aggregate exposure?
Not yet.
I would not panic the town council at this point with regard to these cases and some sort of, huge prospective refund. Let us just kind of work through this in conjunction with the other towns, and I think we'll be able to take care of them. I'll let you know, you'll be the first ones to know if we think there's a complicated legal problem here.
Just to give you a heads up, last year they had 18 cases, they had 1 reduction out of all 18. So their cases usually aren't the highest quality.
This sounds a little bit scarier than it really is.
Was that a reduction that was the result of the small claims court?
Yes, correct. Yeah, it was negotiated between our assessors. We never ended up in court with them. We negotiated it outside of the court.
But these things, despite the failure to comply with
Well,
what they're
last
supposed to
year-
do,
last
they
year-
don't get thrown out?
Last year they did comply. So this year was the year we decided not to.
I see.
I'm just curious, are they filing the small claims in small claims simultaneously with, what is the sequence of events, I guess?
The Board of Assessment Review makes their decision. They have 30 days to file. Once the Board of Assessment Review sends out their determination letters,
Yes.
they have 30 days to file with small claims.
Okay,
And so that's how that works.
okay.
The big question that I have, and I've discussed this actually with Dan just yesterday, we know that these people are not attorneys, and they're mills, if you want to call it that. And the question that I have, which goes to what you first said, Randy, about sanctions, is I don't understand why the legal bar has not filed complaints themselves for the unlawful practice of law. Because they're in court, they're representing people, and they're not attorneys. So, to me, it's cut and dry. There may be political issues involved, like, state representatives want to see their constituents get reduced prices, reduced assessments, as opposed to protecting the legal bar. I don't know. It's something that
It's not unprecedented, this whole sort of fuzzy area of practice of law, advocates. There's another area of law that's similar, some of you may know, in Social Security disability. There's a law firm with my name on it, Binder and Binder. They're actually non-attorneys, because they were bought by a hedge fund, and they represent people with Social Security and disability issues before.
The question in my mind is,
An administrative agency.
why do you have to be a lawyer to do anything then? Why not, why do you have to be a lawyer to file a tort claim on a motor accident if you're gonna allow people to file claims in tax matters? You know, it's, I don't know how much of a legal question it is as opposed to a political question, but I've been thinking, and I'm gonna take, personally, I'm gonna inquire at the Association of Towns, because I think a lot of the towns are probably faced with the same thing. Part of the problem in New York State is that in other counties, it's the county, not the town, that's responsible for the payment of the, you know, the foreclosing on the tax liens and tax cert cases. But it's an interesting issue, and I've given Charlie and our attorneys to go ahead to file a motion to dismiss. We'll see where it goes.
Thank you.
All right. Town clerk's report.
Okay, I submitted my report, and since this is a season to be thankful, I would like to say to everyone out there that it has been a privilege to serve this community. It's been an honor for me. I thank you for all your support, and I hope always to live up to your expectations with dedication and service. I come to you with a grateful heart.
Thank you, Hope. That was very nice. And congratulations on your reelection.
Thank you. That's it.
That's it.
What do you do after that? Jeez.
I don't know. It's got me.
December 6th, please come to Holiday Lights.
Right, okay. Holiday Lights is December 6th. Everybody please come. We hope to get 2,000 or 3,000 people. It's always a joyous event. Mrs. Claus, right here.
Don't
Always
give it
shows
away.
up. And before we close, I would just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, which is next week, a week from today. And I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. We all have a lot to be thankful for being in this country and being among friends. And I'm very grateful as well. I'm grateful to be associated with all of you on this board and the whole town staff and the people in the town of Rye. I think we live in a wonderful place. Anybody else?
Yeah, just like to thank everybody for voting me in. I know it was a tough election, but, you know. But,
I forgot you were up too.
Yeah, I
That's
was up
right.
too, yeah.
Congratulations, Tim.
thank you. But thank you for, you know, thinking of me. And I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and hope to see everybody December 6th at the tree lighting.
Thank you. Anybody else? Otherwise, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting December 8th.
All right, next meeting, December 8th. Okay.
All right.